good morning everybody, and this is B and I'm at the tour, and it's early morning in Avalon, and this is the midday meditation. Unfortunately I can't be with you today. I am teaching a soul midwifery course for 5 days, very intensive, and I'm here on the Isle of Avalon where we have got lots of visitors who were hoping to go to the Glastonbury Festival, and so they're creating their own Glastonbury Festival. So if you hear some ambient noises, I do apologize, but the tour is there for everybody and we can't be selfish. People need the connection to Avalon, people need their connection to the goddess and the gods of the land. So at the moment I am standing on Avalon, and wherever you are standing, placing your feet firmly on the floor, feeling the sacredness of the earth underneath your feet, really standing, and do this with your legs, just sort of go into your knees and just see how firmly are you actually standing on your sacred land, on the land below you, because all land is sacred, not just Avalon. And from that, I'm going to take you on a journey to an amazing place, and I hope that you can come with me and join me in allowing yourself to release some of the emotions that may be coming up for you. This is a love offering from the temple to you, and we are always happy to have you with us. So, as the sun is rising, here we are, blue skies, green countryside, gorgeous. But I'd like you to close your eyes and fall behind your conscious mind now, taking a deep breath in. Allowing the breath to come out with a sound. And shaking out your arms, shaking your fingers out, shaking your bottom, making your bottom wobble, standing on the earth really hard, hard and firm, and just wobbling yourself, and the rest of you is standing strong. Taking a deep breath in. Seeing the beautiful lights in front of your eyes and releasing your consciousness from the grip of reality, from the grip of the everyday. This is a journey into a land of magic and mystery, so I'd like you to just let go of any worries, any sorrows. And I'm going to transport you to a land far away. I'd like to see in front of you now, seeing yourself moving and standing your feet on the beautiful white sands of Tahiti or maybe Hawaii. You surely have seen some pictures of white sands with the palms behind you and the turquoise aquamarine water in front of you. Picture that right now, and picture yourself alone in front of this beautiful ocean, and imagine all the life that teems in it. Imagine all the beings and creatures that live in it. And you stand at a space where you are just before the magic, and you take a step forward and you dip your toes into the water. That is the liminal space. That is where the magic happens. That is where the veil betwixt and between is located. Wherever you stand between the water and the earth, you can see more than your mind's eye or your actual eyes can see. You have an inner knowing of the magic that is happening in that particular space. People come, ancestors maybe, loved ones. You have a wonderful opportunity to reach out into the different realms and astral planes when you're standing on the shoreline. But for today, we are going to walk forward, and we're going to walk in up to our ankles, feeling the beautiful coolness of the water. And we're taking a deep breath in, and we're just savoring that moment. that freshness, that cleanliness. Our feet are very sensitive to the cleaning and washing of them. And we are feeling the waves lapping gently against our feet. And getting a little bit brave, walking in up to our ankles and feeling the waves back and forth. What a beautiful feeling, gentle, calming. And walking forward, taking a deep breath in, walking forward all the way up to your knees. Oh yes, the tired calf muscles, the ones that carry us throughout life, they're just releasing now, clenching and releasing as the waves lap. Our knees carry a lot of our burdens, and they enjoy a nice, good, cold soaking. Reduces inflammation. And the salt water is removing and leaching out any negativity you might be holding, and any negativity that might be sent towards you, consciously or unconsciously. Any thought forms, any things that are not to the highest good of you are now being released and leached into that salt water and cleansed and cleared there. And as you're walking on up to your thighs, and it's really getting cooler and cooler, and you're like, woo, 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 woo. And there's that moment of hesitation before you step further and allow the water to come up to your yoni or hara space. There's always that little breath taking in. It's almost like your nether regions are clenching against the cold water. That's really good for them. So stepping into that and just for a moment feeling that, it's almost like a pleasurable tingle as the cold water hits that yoni, that hara space. And then you go a little bit further up to your cauldron, your warm cauldron, where all your creativity comes from, and the water is lapping gently, and now you're beginning to sway forward and backwards gently, just with the water, ebb and flow, forward and backwards, creativity flowing, creativity being brought back. And it's almost like a birthing, the waves of birthing something, but in a very pleasurable, calm, content way. And then taking another deep breath in. Such a beautiful day. And you go up to your solar plexus. This is where you hold a lot of your energy, a lot of your fear, a lot of your worries. Now it's almost leaching, it's almost pouring out into the salt water. It's like a wound being cleansed by salt water. In the old days, and even today, that's what people do. They wash the wound with clean salt water. And it's cleansing and clearing anything that's sitting there and is stuck. How good does it feel to let go of all of that? And then we walk in a little bit further up to our heart space, and it's that feeling again. And it's a beautiful feeling of clenching and releasing your heart space. And it's like your heart is starting to pump faster. The blood is starting to rush through your body. This is energizing. I can almost be there, feel that energizing energy. And it's cleansing, again, all the energy bodies that you are holding within and without you. And then up to your heart, washing out sadness and sorrow, washing out anything that is not needed, and washing in the love of the goddess, washing in the love of existences, washing in the love that we hold for all. And taking a deep breath in, going up to your throat, Oh, there's a lot there that's not being let go, and we're just gonna breathe in. That's what's sitting in me today. I wonder what's sitting in you. And there's no shyness here. You are alone, hopefully, or you are with people that love you. So taking a deep breath in and letting it go again. And if you can hear it, the second sound I made is already a lot more healthy. It's just letting it go, coming out of it. Every day we take on things, people, friends, family, and every day it's really important to do that cleaning. So now is the time. Have you got the courage? Have you got the power? Have you got the bravery to actually submerge yourself wholly into her womb waters? If you're scared of dipping your head into the water, just think of the magical, beautiful things that are waiting for you there. And don't be afraid. Just take a deep breath in and walk deeper into the water. Because here, in this magical realm, you can breathe underwater. This is a magical place, and you can breathe underwater. And gently and beautifully you are breathing and looking around and opening your eyes. And no, it doesn't sting, because this is magic, this place. And you see what's below the water. There's a whole world below the water. We don't see that much. Unless you are a scuba diver, you don't see half of what is down, most of what's down there. So watch the little fishes, the school of the fishes just float by you. Watch the things on the floor, sea anemone and coral and all these beautiful things. As you're walking deeper, you're walking on her land. You're still walking on Goddess's land, only this time you are underwater doing it. And as you're walking, just take a deep breath in and releasing, and seeing your breath like little bubbles coming out of your mouth. It's like one of those blowing bubbles machines. And gently walking onwards, being curious, feeling no fear. There's nothing to fear here. There is no danger. All beings down there are of the best mind for you. And taking another deep breath in, you see a large shadow swimming by. And there is that moment of shark, whale, oh my God, what is it? But actually there are things below the sea that like I said, we never see. Beings that will not show themselves for fear of being hunted and hurt. And I firmly believe that mermaids exist and mermen, that deep in the darkest places of the ocean, where we can't go because the pressure is too high, that there are people and beings that have never been seen. They watch and observe us because we are the hunters. We kill. So they don't come near unless they know that you've got good intentions. So I'd like you to now send out with a deep breath, opening your heart, opening your consciousness, and send the love that you hold for the whole of the world, for all the beings below the oceans, into that, into the water, into the ocean. And it's like sonar waves. Your intention, your good, kind intention is sending waves of love and beauty and kindness into the oceans. And below the water, sound travels very far. And as you're breathing in again, and continue to send these beautiful waves of love below the ocean to all the animals, to all the beings, to all the plants, you feel a presence, something swimming around you, someone swimming around you. And before you appears a face and half a human body and two tails. And you are so excited to see this being that you almost scream, because this is a dream come true. So often have the humankind dreamed of interaction with the merpeople. They are beings of myth and magic and legend. But are they real? Well, there's one before you, filled with wisdom of the sea. Take a deep breath in. See that beautiful being, blue skin, beautiful blue hair, sparkling in the sunlight that is still streaming through the waters. It's looking at you curiously, not quite sure what to make of you, because humans can't usually breathe. Are you friend or foe? So once again, breathing in deeply and sending that love out towards that being, and sending out your thoughts. I am safe. There are no words needed here. The higher form of communication is telepathy, and we can think and speak to people through our thoughts. So thinking, I am safe, I haven't come to harm you, I have come to learn from you. Please accept my love for you and all the beings that you protect. And the thought comes back, if you mean no harm, you're welcome here. What can we show you? What would you like to see? And taking a deep breath in, what would you like to see? What is it that would bring you joy today, this moment? What would you like to know? Who would you like to speak to or swim with? Would you like to see a big whale and its baby? Would you like to see a dolphin and maybe speak to them? Would you like to travel and glide through the water effortlessly with a dolphin? The mermaid takes you by the hand and she swims through, and you can't believe the speed with which she moves. And gently she lets you go again, and there you stand before what you had hoped for, what you wanted to do. This is your opportunity. This is your chance to reach out to beings that you very rarely get a chance to meet. So what is it that you would like to say to them? I'll give you a moment to think about it. What would you like to say to them? have spoken, you have connected, you have sent your love to whatever you wanted to do or whomever you wanted to speak to. And your message has been received and understood and received with gratitude. The mer beings and all of the ocean beings need to hear that there are people out there that love them, that cherish them, that want to take care of them. And there is that incredible, infinite realm of possibility down below the sea waves. And gently once again you are being taken by the hand, and you whoosh through the water at a speed that you never imagined. It's exhilarating, it's incredible, it's exciting. It's a dream come true. And then you find yourself again with your feet on the sand where you can stand by yourself, and you turn around and you wave to everyone that has been with you, the fishes, the crabs, even the sharks. When you come with good intentions are returned to you. We have a beautiful world, and you now have seen what is below the waves. With your own eyes, you have connected to the mystical beings that live there. Tell everyone about it. This is your intention set to protect the oceans from more fishing, from more death, from more destructions. And as you're slowly walking out of the water and your head comes out again, your mouth takes over breathing. So taking a deep breath in, you go with regret, but you know you can always return. They are waiting for you, you have made friends there. And walking on, the water cascades of your body takes away any more things that might have needed to leave your body. You find your aura, your auric field is shining and wide, and you can feel everything. You're sensitive to all beings. And walking out, feeling the water cascading over your breasts, feeling the sensuality and the sexuality that goes with being in the waters. And walking out, feeling the water receding from your yoni space, from your hara space, and walking out further and further until you're out back on that liminal space with your toes in the water and the rest of your foot on the land. And then you take that step back into what we call reality, and other people might call illusion. And you come back to that white sanded beach, and as you turn around, you see hundreds of people next to you. Hundreds of people who've taken that journey with you, and who now understand what its meaning is, what their job is in the world, what their mission is in the world. And you find yourself smiling at people. Maybe you're hugging somebody. There's no COVID-19 here. Just hug somebody. Make friends. Talk to the people. Speak of what you're going to do to help the sea. Even if it's just picking up your rubbish when you leave the beach, and maybe somebody else, a piece of somebody else's. Maybe a litter pick at the beach once in a while. All of that already helps. And you make yourself promises, and you speak to the others about what is needed. You have made a connection. You are together. And as one, you turn around one more time to the ocean, taking a deep breath in and singing an Om across the water, so the beings know that you are in earnest, that you have taken the mission to protect them. Taking a deep breath in. And as your voices echo across the waters, you can almost see a web of gold lying across the waves and sinking slowly beneath it onto the land. Your web of protection has been created by everyone that is with you, by everyone who hears these words, and by everyone who is serious in their intention to protect the world. And you wave each other goodbye, and you smile at each other once more, and then you return to where you are now, where your body stands, sits, lies in the world. And you take yourself out of this beautiful scene. You return behind your eyes, you close your inner sight, you open your outer eyes. And taking another deep breath in, you give gratitude for the beauty that you were allowed to see, for the wonderful, wonderful experiences that you could be with us, and that you could be hearing the words and understanding the intention in your heart. I now have a wonderful lady talking very loudly on her phone, because that's what we do when we get to the tour. I sometimes don't realize people do what they do. Anyway, without further ado, I would like to say that I was deeply shocked and upset about Trump's decision to reopen the 5,000 miles of protected land outside of the east coast of America. And if people wonder why I mention that, is the sea is all of our responsibility. It doesn't matter that we have a coastline in front of us and we are okay, Jack. It actually matters. The sea life is in all the oceans, and the water is all around us. And as it flows from the States through the world, the oceans are all of our responsibility. I don't know for sure what I can do other than take you there and ask you to put your intentions. I have no influence over the greed and the desperation that we're seeing now in the world. I only have influence over my own actions. And so it's what you buy, what you consume, what you allow. That's what will make a difference. That's how you can act. And I hope that you enjoyed this journey, and that you will join me again on Sunday, when I will hopefully be live with you. But in the meantime, much love to you on a most glorious day. Enjoy these beautiful days, and if you are going to the beach, please, please, please make sure that you look around and maybe pick up some rubbish, and that you treat the ocean with the respect that it deserves. Blessings from Avalon by Priestess B, and many, many beautiful wishes to you all. Blessed be.